If you could cast a spell to change your fate, would you do it, laddie? Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to Technical Difficulties. Shadowplay has been pooping the bed on me in technical terms since the last Nvidia update that was just there as per usual to force me to watch an ad for Doom Eternal as they installed the new drivers. And I don't know who to blame, but I'm a bit miffed that my recordings didn't happen because I wanted to share with you all something of a breakthrough that I have experienced. To wit, I have been finally really enjoying the Apache P10. I feel that it does have potential. So, the Apache, a very exciting helicopter that Americans have been looking forward to for quite some time. Players of helicopters have been very familiar with the overpowering power of anything that gets the Russian bullshit anti-everything ATGMs, and maybe those players were looking forward to the Apache as a savior, but myself being familiar with both the savior and cheap imitations thereof, as well as having done a small amount of research on the Apache, I was not looking forward to what was about to happen, which was a whole lot of no real change in the meta of the game. Instead, the Apache, in almost every aspect, is more it's certainly an improvement over what America already had, but not in such a way that's really a game changer. The biggest improvement, except for one area, by the way, replay bug's still there. I'm hearing a dead engine for what appears to be a propeller airplane because Gaijin is sniffing the paint fumes again, as they generally do after a major update. But huff and glue out of that sweet paper bag aside, we do get a kill with an AAM against an enemy helicopter, probably an Mi-28 if we're being honest here, and hearing no radar warning, it is now time for us to do what I like to call kill everything with your big fuck off cannon time. So, we lock onto a target, we fire the rockets apparently out of invisible wing pylons, and we just yeet us ourselves into the enemy team. You can see what it looks like here. We have the lock, so we're free to just open up on these T-80s and whatnot. And once you get to a good vertical firing position, if you can manage to stay locked on, you can just maneuver and shoot, and maneuver. And eventually, if you get enough verticality, you can start putting those high explosive dual purpose rounds through the roof of enemy tanks, and they will shred just about anything. We did manage to pick up some critical hits, but we haven't scored a kill yet, and still the ground remains free of enemy SPAA, the enemy team relying heavily on MBTs to carry the first wave of battle. This is something of a change from the earlier meta, as we pick up our first tank kill. And having not secured the kill on that enemy helicopter, we have a kill assist against an air target. But this has been a lot of fun. Set a fire to another Russian MBT and whirl around in our whirly boy looking for another target. Here you are, there you go, HEDP through your roofie bits, and that is exactly how we make the most out of the P10. Now tell me, are you not entertained? Let me tell you something. When I spawned into this match and I noticed the enemy didn't have any radar guided SPAA up, because why would you? What can threaten you from the air in the first 3 minutes of a match? We're dealing with a meta where ETGMs or air-to-ground missiles are the thing. Nobody counts on that dangly boy hanging off the chin of this gorgeous Apache attack helicopter. Yes, I have had my small glass of wine tonight. Why do you ask? Look at that dongle, a dangling down and a dingity-dingison anything that exposes its roof armor to this nimble attacker. And yet, the rest of this match is not going to go super well for us, so let's go ahead and jump out and get into something a little more exciting. I could have shown you how I land there. I've gotten fairly good at landing helicopters. You fly in low at high speed, as you do in the Whirly Boy, and then you drop your collective down, down, down until you're not even gaining altitude as you pull back on the stick into an almost, let's say 70, 80 degree nose up position, and then you've bled off almost all of your energy, which is a little bit different in a helicopter than it is in a fixed wing aircraft. But after that, it's easy to land. And again, no engine sounds because replay bug, but look, like seriously, this is $50 well wasted. Freaking gorgeous helicopter, in my humble opinion. The 3-wheel landing gear style, I must admit, is a little bit less desirable than the skids that I'm used to, at least in terms of the game. Also, I picked this up with Pandramoto's code, so I finally got that, Pandra-chan, whatever her name is. But once again, this is an earlier battle where I'm trying out my new tactic for the P10, and this is not a way of playing the meta. This is not a way of being try hard, do good, win match, because I don't have the skills to do that anyway. So I'm just trying to find a way to make the P10 fun for me, and memeing on people with the ridiculous cannon on this thing. I have 1,200 rounds of 30mm ammunition. I have a 600 rounds per minute fire rate, and I have a radar warning receiver on the helicopter. Those powers combine to turn this helicopter into a meme machine. We spawn with rockets. I don't get a lot of mileage out of the rockets. Almost everything has ERA these days, and you're not going to get a ton of hits anyway, and if you do, what are we looking at right now? What's this black screen bullshit, Gaijin? Fix your shit. But anyway, here we are, picking out our targets, and we can find the range. This guy was at about 2,800 meters, and look, as these rounds come in, the 30 mils do fly for quite some time, and the dispersion on the cannon is pretty ridiculous, but we are actually scoring direct hits. The thing is, we've got about, 55 millimeters of pen, so we're not going to deal crippling damage to him here. But because we're kicking up this big cloud of dust around him, we do have a chance to cripple a track or a cannon barrel. We're revealing his position. And once again, might I remind you, we are memeing hard right now. And the fun of this may eventually wear off for me, but I assure you, I mean, look at the kinds of maneuvers we're pulling here. This is fun. This is just a total blast. And yes, there's a kill on a Leo, what's it called? A Leo 2A5, das German boy. And we are going to pick up a few kills in the XM1 Abrams as well on people that wanted to camp our spawn hard in the first 4 minutes of the match or whatever. First wave of my allies got wiped out, but we did alright. So, I mean, that's it. I've actually been having a total blast in the P10 tonight, and that's just because I have been doing this ridiculous way of playing the vehicle. Fighting against, again, the aforementioned Russian bullshit in Sim is pretty rough. Heli EC, or sorry, not Sim, but that's where you find the Heli EC battles, so I call it Sim, but it's not. In Helicopter Arcade Enduring Confrontation is it's not enjoyable, and it's very stressful for me, but this has been my way of dealing with the situation, and it's just a lot of fun. You fly in low, you check, you pop up when you're like 8 kilometers or so from the combat zone. You also want to, this may be, you know, this may not age well, but here we are popping up to check for radar signatures. And then look at this cool rollover maneuver. Losing some altitude. Transferring our energy into axial maneuvering. And just, gosh, that's a pretty looking aircraft. And what are we doing here? Launching some flares. Somebody actually launched a missile at us. We launched a missile of our own. Did I already show that battle? I might have. Is this the same one I already done? Shown ya? Probably. Anyway, you get the idea. I have not been playing a lot of matches of War Thunder today for the aforementioned Gaijin, fix your shit. The aforementioned reasons, but a little bit different look at things and a little bit shorter of a video for you. I was busy today with the girls. I got a lot of great quality time in with Brooklyn, the almost 3-year-old who's just super busy and adorable, and Zoe, my 1-year-old who is just in that adorable stage between a baby and a toddler where she walks around and still does a bunch of baby things. It's so stinking precious. And it was mommy's day off today, so I had my wife with me as well. It was great. We all had a good time enjoying the apocalypse together. In any event, I do love the smell of 30mm HEDP ammunition in the morning, and it has been very enjoyable to put this dingly dangly cannon to good use with the great maneuverability, engine power, survivability, cannon power, ammunition count. I mean, look at this real quick. Check this out with me. This is all ammunition. Like, you look at this snaky boy and you're like, what does this bulges around your mouth? Once they are all cannon and ammunition, makes me very happy. It's good for the logistics, yeah. But this thing has, look at this. This is ammunition. This thing has as much ammunition as other helicopters have fuel. Because how can you secure the oil without a nigh unlimited supply of HEDP? Herpy derpy explosive ammunition. And what does this kind of stuff do to aircraft, to other helicopters? tears them to shreds. Very capable gun. Pairs extremely nicely with the new computer guidance systems, the lock-on mechanic, and I just hit the F key, and whoever's in that box, when he gets locked onto, if he's within range of this 30mm gun, I press the F, he gonna get F'd. So that's it for today. A little bit different format for the video, just because I didn't want to wrestle with Shadowplay again, so I'm using a different system to record. And I bid you all adieu. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.